Hello, my video earlier, I realised I had a minute cut out of it. I think there was some sort of jiggery pokery. Anyway, so it was at the House of Commons today in Westminster committee room, and there was a debate on child-parent violence, which was called for by MP Toby Perkins for Chesterfield. And an adoptive family had come to him and sort of said, this is a massive deal for us, and Toby's an adopter himself, so he kind of already had an awareness of the issues, and it must have rang a chord with him. So he asked for a debate to be held and requested that specifically with the Home Office or with the Department for Education or with the government, the local or the Ministry for Local Government Communities. Anyway, but the only one that came forward was the Home Office. So the Victoria Atkins, who was the Home Office Minister, she came forwards, and there was this debate was called, which is really interesting. I know Adoption UK added some information to that. Toby spoke to me, and there was the family as well. So Toby gave a fantastic 15 minutes, which was a really balanced sort of account of child-to-parent violence, and within its context, within not just adoption, but in a broader sense, within the whole idea of violence within the home and the impacts of early trauma and abuse and how they run out across the life course. Yes, it was really interesting, and I think that the response wasn't what I don't think what people wanted, but I guess you have to balance that in the fact that they didn't know exactly what he was going to say. He calls for a debate on CPV, so the Home Office comes and they take their stance, or they take their skew on CPV, which was more around criminalisation and looking at within the context of the current domestic violence policy and legislation, and then what is coming up in the current legislature or whatever's going to be altered. So it wasn't a particularly satisfying response, but again, it's this idea that we're not looking. There are no kind of moments where there's going to be a silver bullet, and someone is going to say, "Oh, that's it. We fixed it. Fantastic! Way! We've got what we wanted." The government, have said, "Yes, we agree. Open the Treasury. Give them what they want." That's not the case. So it was interesting, a real moment, and I think there's an opportunity there to follow that up with the Department for Education and with the Ministry for Communities and Local Government. I don't know what that is. I should pay more attention. I should have listened in my citizenship classes at school, if there was such a thing when I was at school. Anywho, there's a link I've put a link with this post, which is to the Westminster TV, Parliment TV, and the debate started about 4:15 in the afternoon, so I don't know whether that fits in. You'll have to work that out on the timeline. But also, I think the manuscript of Toby's speech will be available on there. If I can get a copy of it, I'll post it on my places. But generally, take heart, because I think the picture is that I look back 2 years and no one was talking about it, or the people who weren't being listened to, and I feel like that it's being talked about in different places now, and that's the work of those people. Again, people like the Open Nest and other advocates, Helen Bonnick especially, have done fantastic work. So it's kind of a day for them, even though they weren't here. It's those people who've been really working hard at this for a lot of years. Again, fantastic. So have a nice night, and I'll maybe blog that up a bit more specifically, a bit more measured thoughts, but I'm not sure if there's an appetite for that, because I just turned up and listened, so it'll be more of a report than anyway. Okay, look after yourselves. I haven't pressed the button yet.